if you're planning to apply for a Kenyan passport, you might have certain questions that are bothering you. So in this video, we're going to talk about 9 questions that are frequently asked by Kenyans when applying for a Kenyan passport. Number 1, how much does a Kenyan passport cost? Well, there are 3 types of Kenyan passports, basic Kenyan passports. There is the one for 34 pages, which cost 4,550. There is the one for 50 pages, which cost 6,050 shillings. And then there is the one for 66 pages, also known as a diplomatic passport, which cost 7,550. All these passports function as the same. The only difference is that the more pages you have, the longer it will take for you to renew your passport. Which means if you're planning to travel frequently, then you should choose a passport which has more pages. Question number 2. How long does it take to apply for a passport appointment? So when you're applying for a passport appointment, it's going to depend on the place that you are going to pick to take your fingerprints. So if you're applying to take your fingerprints in Nairobi, it normally takes about 1 month or 2 months after the date you have applied for. So when you check on the calendar, you're going to see the closest date is about a month later, because we have so many people applying to pick passports in Nairobi. But when it comes to these other places such as Embu, Nakuru, Kisumu, Mombasa, the lines are relatively shorter, so it means you might actually book a date which is a week after or even 3 days after you've just applied online. Question number 3. What documentation do you need to apply for a Kenyan passport? There is a number of documents that you need. First is your ID, your original ID. It must be original, and a copy of your original ID. Second is your birth certificate and a copy of your birth certificate. Those are 4 so far. Next, we have your dad's and your mom's ID copies. If you've lost one of your parents or either of them, you need a death certificate. Next, we have the form that you filled online. You're going to download it from eCitizen, and 2 receipts. There is the government issued and the personal receipt. Those are about 9 documents, but you're going to get back your ID and your birth certificate, and also your personal receipt, so that you can use it to track down your passport later. Now this brings me to the next question, which people normally have. There is that part in the form that talks about a recommender. You need a recommender to sign your document so that you can submit. Well, I came to realize that this is not very important. People are submitting these documents without having filled that part. But a recommender is basically anybody who knows you and is not associated to you by blood. So it's not a relative or a close, any close relative. So you can just approach your friend and then ask them to fill that recommender part. Number 5, how long does it take for your passport to come out? Ideally, it should take about 3 weeks to come out. But if you are not vigilant, if you don't follow up, it might actually take you 1 year. Until that moment you decide to just follow up on that process, then it might take long. So normally it takes 3 weeks. You should get a notification. Question number 6, can you apply for a passport in a Huduma Center? Yes, you can. All the other places around the country, apart from Nairobi, their immigration offices are located around, I guess, in the Huduma Center. So you just go to the Huduma Center and ask for the immigration office so that you can go and apply for your passport. But in Nairobi, you need to visit the Nyayo building. So how long does it take to get an urgent passport? If you have an urgent need, if you have something that you must attend to and it's outside the country, whether you're sick and you need to go for surgery and it's urgent, or you have an opportunity to travel abroad, maybe you have an appointment or a conference that your company is inviting you to go, So you can go and explain these issues to the immigration office, and hopefully they're going to print for you. So it can take just about 3 days to get an urgent passport. Question number 8. Can you apply for a passport without your birth certificate? I don't think so. I don't think you can apply without your birth certificate. The original birth certificate is very necessary, and you have to submit it so that they can verify and give you an appointment to the fingerprint section. Lastly, the final question is, how do I know whether my passport is ready for pickup? Just know that it usually takes 3 weeks, and you, after 3 weeks, log into your account and check whether you have any new updates, especially in the Immigration Center. Alternatively, you can visit the office and ask and inquire about your passport if it passes the 3rd week without you getting something. Well, those are the 9 questions that most Kenyans have about the passport application process. If you have any question apart from that, you can always leave in the comment section so that we can get to you. Anyway, that's all for today. Have a nice time. See you in the next one. And don't be shy to subscribe. Bye.